Okay, 1.2 composite functions. We are currently working on the calculator. Okay. Put the start at 0. Table start at 0. Change in table at 1.
Okay.
Everybody there?
Like that?
0 and 1, just like hers. You guys good? You good?
Table 1.
0 and 1, yeah, you're good. All right, next. Shh, focus. Hit second graph. Okay, arrow to the right where you can see y1, y2, and y3. What do you notice about y1?
Y1.
Okay, what do you notice about y1 plus y2? It equals y3.
I just said X instead of Y1.
So when we put a function in y1 and a function in y2, the third one we defined as adding them, right? So what happens? It adds them.
It says X and then it doesn't add up all the time.
How'd you get out of it, Charlie?
Just press a bunch of buttons and I don't know. Alright.
What? Yeah, it's fine. Looks fine. Okay, so what do you think would happen?
There.
So you added two functions. The output's added, right? What do you think would happen if you subtracted the functions? You subtract the outputs. What do you think would happen if you multiply? They multiply. And if you divide? Okay, what's the one problem with division?
It sucks.
What can you not have in a denominator?
Negative.
0. Okay, so we have to be very careful about when a function has a 0 in the bottom. But so composite functions, we are why is my screen not working? Just give me a sec here. So in your books on page 13, page 13 in your books, at the bottom, there is some difference, product, and quotient rules. So what I just showed you on the calculator.
You said 13, right?
Yep. Okay, we've done this before. It's just adding. This is the general rule for addition. You take two functions and you add them. Means you can add them separately and you get the same answer. Okay. Fortunately, that works for all of them. Again, on the division, be careful, because g of x cannot be 0. Okay? G of x cannot be 0. So I'm just going to give you a quick example. You want me to go back? You go back. Party foul. Really, really. F times G. G of X cannot equal 0, yeah. You ready now?
Wait, I'm almost ready. Oh, that's weird.
The examples I give you in class will almost always be different than what's in the book. So you have a couple of references. Can you add those together? You okay with that? Do you need me to show you?
Show.
Okay. All right, so if I add them, the rule says I can just put f of x plus g of x. That's what the rule says. What's my answer? Huh. Second. You already had your turn. Anna, you're combining them. So combine like terms here. Okay. And then 1 minus 5 is? Minus 4. And you're done.
Oh, you're wrong. Oh, I told you.
So you're combining like terms there.
I just told
What if
you.
I wanted to multiply those, what method would I use? FOIL. Yeah, you just FOIL them together. Okay. But I do want to show you the division. Most of the time, the division one's going to be pretty easy to write down. But we have to consider something in the denominator. What is it? Okay, so we have to actually figure out what x is to make the bottom 0. Okay, so set it equal to 0 or not equal to 0. X cannot equal Leray. What you got? For this right here. Solve for x. So add 5, divide by 2, you know? By what? Close. 5 over 2 is Yeah, you add 5, divide by 2. Okay. Oh, I thought you said 3.5. Okay, good. Okay, we're good. So be careful there on those division problems. Aight? Now let the fun begin. Keep the fun away. Do you guys remember what? Yep.
You just have to find X, that's it.
That was a lot.
You don't plug it in and solve.
Okay, this is where it gets a little harder. You remember this?
Yeah.
Remember fog x? F of g of x means you put them together. Put one inside the other. So g goes inside f here. Can I use the same functions from before? Yeah, no? Okay. What is f of g of x? Why did I leave the x open? Right. So if I'm putting g inside of f, I'm going to put this inside of it where x is.
What's that? Circles over there?
Where?
The X in it? That little squiggly line?
Oh, example.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're taking g, putting it in x. Okay, you plug it in. Plug it in. Thank you. All right, good. What am I getting to you? And then go ahead and simplify that. Yep. Okay, go ahead. Do it on your own. I'm going to call on somebody to answer. Oil then distributed, yep. What?
Hey, Mr. Arthur,
What?
do you do this first, then oil? Or do we just
Distribute oil? Yes. Yeah, I know. It should be 12x squared minus 60x minus 30x plus 76.
I am. Wait, am I just doing the?
You just have to tell me the answer. The whole answer. You guys done? Check your work with your partner if you're done.
They don't cancel. OMG, I'm glad that I checked that. Got it.
Eileen's going to give us an answer real quick here.
Ah, okay.
I can combine like your. I can't.
Eileen, what you got? I am holding up. Check your work on there. I have it up there partially. Okay, what do you got?
Why is it negative 30? Isn't there supposed to be two negative 10?
Oh.
You're really off today, Mr. Rock.
12x squared minus 6x. Yeah.
You betcha. You guys are awesome. Okay, so that's composing functions. The last item you're going to have to battle with here is domain and range. Okay, on this, what is the domain and range of f and g of x?
The range is 70.
What's the domain? Okay, again, can you put anything in? Is there anything you can't put in? Do we have any square roots? Denominators?
Is that 76?
Yeah.
There's a plus one and some problems.
This should go. This should be 75. What's the domain?
12. 12x squared is.
No, remember, it's a set of x values. What x values can we put in? Taylor, take a stab at it. Yeah, what can we put in there?
2.
You can put 2 in.
2, 1, 2. Right, yeah.
Thank you, Taylor. All real numbers. You can put anything in there. There's no division. There's no square roots. I mean, it's open. What are our outputs going to be? Same. Nope. It'll come out. If you need more guidance on domain and range, there's example 4 in your book. It's different than the one I just showed you. All right. Any questions? Okay, here it is. 1 through 7 odd. Oh, that's so from my era.
Mr. Arthur, what music was in your era?
Lots. My era is when like gangsta rap really came about, honestly. Yeah?
Do we have our soldiers after your time here?
No.
All right.
NWA?
Yeah? Yeah. Yep. House of Pain. But like Coolio, Snoop Dogg, Big Daddy, what's his name? Biggie Smalls, all those guys. Yeah, they were all Bone Thugs. They were all got their start in the 90s.
Yeah, I saw an interview with the dude. My first time I had heard, yes, nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,